Welcome back to another episode of Movie Drinkers. We are doing a very special episode today to celebrate the launch of the new Star Wars movie. And we're going to be paying tribute to the greatest movie franchise in history by ranking the individual movies in this franchise.
Okay, so the list of the movies, as pretty much everybody knows, is going to be Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, Rogue One, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and The Force Awakens.
I am going with Attack of the Clones. I did not like this movie. The Anakin Skywalker character was very annoying, and the whole I just did not like this movie. It was a stuffy movie. There was no chemistry between the leading actors and actresses. It's just the whole movie sucked.
So for me, number 8 is Rogue One, because again it's a disaster of a movie, betraying everything that Star Wars stands for. It was depressing, just gave me some kind of a feeling of a suicidal feeling. I want to destroy all the copies, and I want everybody to be dead in that movie, because it was an awful thing, really. Phantom Menace. The movie was, after such a high expectation, it came out, the story was really...
It was after 20 years without Star Wars.
Yes, exactly. So the story was really pathetic, the kid was really annoying, the Jar Jar was really, the guy was really a pain in the butt, and overall the story was really bad. So I remember that even that time I had to go back and I put on the videotape, because at that time there were no DVDs, of Return of the Jedi, and I had to watch it for at least half an hour just to feel better.
I'm going with Phantom Menace also. There was one of the worst ones in the whole series. They really ruined the reboot of the comeback of the trilogy.
Yeah.
And for me, the saving grace was Liam Neeson, but they killed him off at the end.
Yeah, exactly. Can you let it away? So
yeah.
Man, that's too bad.
Too bad. I am going with Force Awakens. It was a good movie, and it has a lot of nostalgia, but the bad guy character was really just too silly, and they had to kill off Han Solo at the end. It was just, I actually stood up and like, no! Why did you kill off Han Solo? He is the only charismatic character that they have. Why would they kill him off? It doesn't make any sense.
He was tired. Man, I said, I have to move on in life. Let me move on. So for me, it is Revenge of the Sith. Because, the movie, the first part of the movie is still okay, enjoyable, but then, it becomes so awful when the Anakin becomes Darth Vader. They completely ruin the movie. Some of the fighting scene at the beginning, they're nice, but then the whole thing just really fall apart at the end with this bad way they make the transformation from Anakin to Darth Vader. Very bad. I feel very bad. Force Awakens. Also for me, this is a kind of a... Yes, they try to be very cautious about this movie. They want to grab all the nice part of New Hope and reshuffle to make it very polished for the new generation. After all, it's just a fake movie, so nothing really nice. And again, yes, the bad character, it just look like a dumb guy, like that. So the Death Star is just a bigger Death Star, and Han Solo dies. So too bad, really. Overall, it's a waste of what it could have been.
So number 5 for me was Rogue One. It's kind of the middle of the line movie. It was a different movie. I enjoyed certain parts of it, but not, something that's like, some amazing life experience or something like that. It was just okay. For me is Return of the Jedi. The last one of the original trilogy.
Oh.
I know this. Some people are not going to like this. Where I put this, Return of the Jedi. Basically, there's a big part of the movie I didn't like. In the beginning, where they're rescuing Han from
Jabba.
Jabba. It's just like it's so silly. There's no point to it. And then they did the Ewoks,
Yeah.
and that thing was stupid.
It's
And
for kids.
yeah, so really they had like the movie was the conflict between Luke and Anakin and the Emperor, and it's really like 40-minute movie, and they had to stretch it out. But those 40 minutes were really really good. That was the ultimate payoff. But you have to sit through another hour and a half to get to that point. So that's why I'm putting it kind of middle of the line.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie. There's a good part
Well,
of it.
we are getting close to the first one, so they have to start to get nice.
Yeah, of course.
For me, number 4, number 4. Right?
Number 4.
Number 4 is Attack of the Clones. So I actually enjoyed the movie. There are, as Alfred said, there are too many moments where there is all the love story. The two guys don't go very well together, so it's kind of a waste of time just to fast forward those movies. Besides that, all the kind of a mystery behind, of course you know what is going to happen.
The thing is,
it is nice.
Attack of the Clone, for me, is the setup to the ultimate betrayal. And the reason for the ultimate betrayal in the universe is because of this amazing love story. So that is the backbone, the backbone of the entire franchise. Why did Darth Vader come about? And you look at
no, of course that's real.
Anakin Skywalker and Natalie Portman's character.
They don't go well together. No.
They don't like.
Look,
if you put those two people in the room, they would not want to talk to each other.
No, they want to go away. I mean,
it's just like they don't like each other.
Even if that was the intention, I don't see that movie as in that way, but I see more like Obi-Wan Kenobi, just going around just to understand what is going on and so on, and all the mystery behind. I like that part. There was also the fighting scene, the scenes, and I have to tell you the truth, especially after I saw The Force Awakens, I re-appreciate what George Lucas tried to do to create something new in the Star Wars universe, with new characters, new environments, new places, and so on. And I think actually in the Attack of the Clones he managed to do it to convey that thing. So I appreciate for that part. Number 3 is gonna be Empire Strikes Back. Okay, so for me that's gonna now it becomes very hard because I mean everything from now on is very nice. Empire Strikes Back is one of my favorite movies. Some of the best about the fights in the space and so on. There are some dark moments, for example, when Luke goes to the planet to meet Yoda, even if of course Yoda is a great character, the whole scene in this kind of a gloomy swamp, it's kind of a slow moving and so on. Plus I watched it when I was a kid, and there were scenes that didn't make sense to me, so I got some kind of imprinting that still doesn't
Yoda was a pretty creepy character.
Yeah.
If you watch like the original and this like weird little guy that comes along,
very dark,
who pretends to be like this innocent person, but is really like he knows everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of creepy.
So and then I mean also it just ends halfway because of course you are expecting the next movie, right? So young Solo gets frozen, Luke's just got his hand chopped and so on. So it's kind of a sad ending that prepare for the next one, but overall I enjoyed this movie. I keep watching all the time, but I would put it number 3.
So number 3 for me, you're going to be shocked, is Revenge of the Sith. I thought Revenge of the Sith was the best of the 1, 2, 3 trilogy. That's the second part of the trilogy. There are parts where it just is kind of ridiculous, where at the very, very end with Darth Vader, when he comes out, he finally becomes Darth Vader. That was silly. Putting that aside, that entire movie was done fantastic. The acting with the Emperor, that was great. Obi-Wan, I think the Anakin Skywalker character, because he had so little face time with Natalie Portman, I actually didn't hate that movie. And I can see, that he actually did, he was like sad and pissed off and stuff like that. I can see that. And he was, he didn't want to betray the people that he loved, but he wanted to also protect his family.
Yeah, even
it's
if
a big struggle.
Yeah.
I think, and the big, if you did not watch
Yeah, but anyway.
Empire Strikes Back, is an amazing twist.
Yeah, but
that he turns into that guy.
Yeah, but anyway, the fact is that it detracts from the IQ of Anakin, because I mean, he decided to become a bad guy for something that anybody with just a normal IQ level would understand. That doesn't make any sense.
He had a lot of trauma in his life.
A lot of what trauma, man? I mean, just he's in love with that.
He was a slave until he was 10, and then he was forced
a
to leave his mom.
a lot of people went through a lot of pain in their life. They didn't turn out to be.
Come on, be a little sympathetic,
no,
please.
I mean, come on. Tell me this the evil of
No, he was the ultimate good guy. He destroyed it. He destroyed the dark side of the Force. Who destroyed the dark side of the Force? It was Darth Vader. He is the ultimate good guy.
Okay, I mean, I'm not arguing.
This is really tough for me because they're very, very close. I'm going with Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
The twist, nobody saw coming.
Yes.
And Luke was named after Luke.
Yes. No, I like that. You know it is true. Look inside. No, it's not possible! Come with me and together we will rule the galaxy like father and son. Never! Never! I will never join you. Yes.
That's such a great movie.
Fantastic. For me it's A New Hope. It's hard to say number one, number two, but I would put just A New Hope because I mean it's a beautiful movie. Even if it is a little bit aged by now, it's still an amazing movie just to watch even now. Especially because George Lucas every 2-3 years just touch it again and just take away all those little pieces that look like a little bit not up to date anymore, and so he keeps making just a cosmetic adjustment. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, it's a very nice movie, and amazing. I mean, we grew up with Star Wars. It's endless and timeless movie. So.
Number one.
I'm left with The Return of the Jedi. Why? Simply because I mean, the battle scenes are fantastic. The Ewoks, yes, I mean they're a little bit childish, but they are actually enjoyable. Even the battle on the planet, it's actually very nice with the two legs attack Walker. And I think that Jabba the Hutt is actually a nice part of the movie because I like all the things around when Han Solo comes back to life. And then you see exactly the struggle between Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, and of course I mean Palpatine, and then finally dies, and finally Anakin just goes back to be a good guy, and everybody's happy, everybody's nice, and Han Solo gets together with Princess Leia. Luke's remains by himself, but he's a Jedi, so he's just meant to be by himself. So everybody's happy and everybody's
yeah, the whole Jabba part, just having Leia in bikini.
No, it's just nice. It's just a nice battle, yes.
Yeah. Alright, number one for me, of course, is A New Hope.
Yes.
It's the original movie, there's no parts of it. You know, you watch it and you go, what is this movie about? And all these weird things happening and stuff like that with Ben Kenobi. You know, great acting job. Yeah. And in the middle of the movie, you can kill them off. Yeah. And you think, hey, you know, he's the wise old man. Yeah. And that's a great twist. You nobody see it coming, and then how are they going to fight off Darth Vader, who is invincible? He has a Death Star that is invincible. He has a star. They have like 10 planes. There's all like, you know, kind of smoke coming out. It doesn't really work.
Because if you strike me down, I will become more powerful than you could.
Such a great movie. Like, you don't need to have like all these lightsaber battles and crazy special effects to make a great movie. That was just, you know, all this tension. Why would they be able to overcome this? Why are we still watching this?
It's amazing.
But
Well, I think
it's
that
a great movie.
George Lucas gave us a huge, big, wonderful present to all of us.
Just really
So,
appreciate,
yeah.
bringing all this joy.
Even if I don't like George Lucas personally, but I think that he did a great. He came out with an well, not only that.
Well, I have to give Disney a little credit, even though they bothered to kind of milk the merchandise
Yeah.
and stuff like that. They're still making an effort to make new movies. They're not trying to ruin it. So I give them credit.
Overall,
Yeah.
George Lucas, thank you very much for Star Wars and Indiana Jones.
Thumbs up.